As you can see, guys, that was very interesting. Um, Jeez. Shit, we in the Toke realm again. We're gonna get some motherfucking empanadas. Why is it after every time I come back, I'm not sure if I helped them make the right decision? What? Wait, the key stopped blowing? Am I back home for good? Shit. Everything's so sparkly and shit. Oh my god, your closet is cleaned up, girl. Well, shit, that window's sparkling. Looks like a security company moved in next door. Oh, because they told him to sell it to Mr. Murphy. That's right. To the white man. Now he's got the ops in there. Now we can't run our drugs out of the house. Shit. Hey, the leak's gone. Yay, we made the right decision, guys. They must have had the bath bucket down here, the bathwater bucket, and then once they got enough money, they got it fixed. So that's nice. Good for them. I'm happy for you, Dot.
Not really, though.
Dorothea, what are you doing downstairs already? I thought you were sleeping.
I wish.
Well, there's still some mac and cheese if you want to reheat some. The sound. Was that Carlos? Did he go back into the basement? Yes, that boy just won't stop going down there. Even he just keeps on masturbating, even if it kills him.
I should go check on him.
Carlos, what happened? And what is that god-awful smell? Jeez, what happened, Carlos? Why are you down here? I thought I told you not to. Everything is ruined. I couldn't see any of my games. Forget about those damn games. Come on, we need to get you upstairs and get your own Halo. I don't want to go upstairs. I don't even want to be here. How could you even stay in this house? Something's always falling apart every other week, Holmes. Carlos, we can talk about this upstairs. Let's go. Grandma should just buy a new house. Mom does it all the time. Why can't Grandma? She could buy a house where I could breathe. Carlos, I hear you. I really do, man.
But we have to get the fuck up out of here right now.
Come upstairs and we'll talk about it. Oh, jeez, Carlos. What the fuck did you do, man? Grandma's gonna be pissed. Grandma keeps important documents in there. Well, it's a good thing that that door probably doesn't have an opening under it,
Where all the water can seep in.
I'm not allowed in. Well, that's too bad, because now you can't save them if they're getting wet. What in God's grace has been happening here while I was gone? Carlos, are you okay?
Está bien, Carlos.
Yeah, Grandma. Just out of breath. I think a pipe burst or something while Carlos was in the basement playing his game. He was knee deep in sewer water down there. Smells like shit. Shit, boy. I told you not to play down there. It's bad enough that we already live so close to that industrial plant and the smog. You and I might have been able to get by, but all this clearly is affecting Carlos's asthma. With how old this house is, well, what are we gonna do? Just put a bandage on everything? You're gonna put a bandage on his lung until something like this happens again? Your grandpa Carl used to be the one to fix things up here, Dorothy. It's just been so difficult since he passed. Holmes, Grandma, are you honestly okay with staying here? We. No, no. You deserve to live out your best life, and I don't want you to have to spend your years in a house that's falling apart. Do you know what we went through to get here, you dumbass bitch? I had to talk to a white man. Oh, this house wasn't always our home. Y'all know the start, but not the hows and whys. Before me and your grandpa Carl left South Carolina, we only had enough to survive our present. But we wanted to build a foundation for our future, so we decided to move up here to Detroit. We walked into this house one day, ended up renting this place, giving ourselves time and money until we could make this place ours on our own terms. It was hard, seeing that landlord, white man, was the definition of no good. Never did a thing for us or the place. But we saved ourselves a good penny and bought up little things here and there to make this feel like a home. And when the money finally came in after Carl got that job at the plant, it was ours. So they really listened to my advice. Years passed, and we had Hank, and then Hank met Evelyn. Your mom always pushed Hank to be better and do better, which is why they left here to live in their own apartment. Even though he'd never admit it, your dad's ideas kept getting bigger and bigger. Him and Amos's ideas kept getting bigger and bigger together so that he could make Evelyn's dreams come true. And where were Mom's dreams? But what did Dad want for himself? You already know what Dad wanted for himself. He wanted to hang out with Amos. And Mom's dreams were just to get
the fuck up out of the Section 8.
And what were Mom's dreams? To have a home of her own. A place where her and her family could feel safe. I know Evelyn doesn't talk about it much, but that girl spent a lot of her early years
in the struggle
at the Section 8. That's exactly why she was so adamant you and Georgia never experienced the same. Since Hank convinced Evelyn to stay in the community and fight for better conditions, Hank and his boy Amos kept throwing every loose cent they had into their idea after
wild idea.
But they finally did strike gold with that podcast of theirs. So the first people who invented the podcast
are black.
Something about housing and crime. I think they called it The Heist. Heck, that radio show exposed the wrongdoings of those rich white developers who took over that apartment building of theirs. Kicked all the poor families out and built luxurious condos with government money. Residents took them to court and actually won. That's how Evelyn and Hank bought themselves that Florida timeshare back when you were in high school. So this all wasn't a dream.
I really went back to the past.
No matter how it turned out, your parents gave y'all everything. You and Georgia had your own home, and your sister even ended up selling houses herself. Georgia, ever the opportunist? Georgia always knows a good deal when she sees one. That's true. Georgia always knows a good deal when she sees one. She's just like your mama. If a good opportunity is in front of her, she won't hesitate to take advantage of it. I guess you're right. Grandma. Georgia's always been something else, though. That dumb bitch. Maybe it's because she was old enough to remember back when your parents lived in public housing. Section 8. But she was always near righteous about making sure she and Alma were better off. Remember when she wanted to sell that house next door? She decided that all that hard lesbian work would be a waste if she didn't sell that house. Couldn't stand the idea of missing an opportunity to make her family's future better, especially with Carlos on the way. I just hate that we have to deal with all that noise from the bachelorette parties every time someone rents that house. Judge is the reason I have to hear her top 40 hits blasting every weekend. Shit, as if you don't go over there, Dot, and turn the fuck up. It's a messy story, I know. It wasn't always clear to us what was right, but it got us all here. We struggled from our place and put down roots for y'all to grow from and prosper. Sit in the sun while the photosynthesis helps you grow. Grandma, I appreciate the history lesson, but why does it matter how long we've been here if we can't even stay here because it's falling fucking apart? Dot, you've been quiet. Don't you have something to say about all this? After all, it's your house we're talking about. My house? Bitch, what you mean by my house? Child, who did you think was going to get this house after I'm gone? I figured Dad would get it, or even Georgia, since she's the oldest and a real estate whiz. You know, your dad couldn't stand these Michigan winters again. Georgia's asked about it once before. Lord knows she's been dreaming for years about what she could do with the property. But I want to give this house to someone who calls it a home. Grandma, I don't know what to say. I never imagined.
That.
Well, start imagining, you dumb bitch. After hearing all of this from you, after she got done just explaining why she should sell the house and shit, I'm gonna just tell her to stay. After hearing all this from you, stay in the house. Shit. I've thought about it, and I can see how hard everyone worked to get us here. At the same time, doesn't it always seem like we're constantly on edge of achieving our dreams? Everything we want is right out of our reach. And with this neighborhood changing and the city ignoring the neighborhood's problems, it's only going to get harder and stiffer and denser. That's why we should stay. If we don't fight for the neighborhood we love, then who will? Selling this place means leaving it for the people who see our neighborhoods as a collection of profits, not people. The house might need some work, but keeping a home and a community going will always take work, and it's worth it. If that's your decision, then I respect it. It's about time I handed the keys to the next generation. Do you remember the door in the basement? I keep what's important in there. Inside that room is a lockbox containing the deed to the house, and it's probably soaking wet now. It's yours now. I told you this place was always going to be yours, with the flooded basements. You'll need this. Hey, look at that. I got a new key, guys. Aw, shit. Aw, shit, I didn't mean to go upstairs. Shit, sorry, Grandma. What is this? No? Hello? Nobody's home. Am I supposed to be out here? Let's go back inside. What are you waiting for? The deed's for you in the basement, you dumb bitch. I still can't believe it. I didn't know I was supposed to go in the basement. Alright, here we go. I can't believe I've never gone in here before. What? The box is locked. We're gonna use the key that Grandma gave us. Bam. Wow, the deed to the house. I wonder what the future has in store for me. It's gonna be 8 baby daddies and 10 kids. Today's the big potluck over at the Interfaith Community Center, and of course, Elma is leading the charge. I know I'm not in the neighborhood as much these days, but geez, I'm always putting to work as soon as I get back. It's just, we really wanted a place that was ours. You know, just ours, just around black people, just ours. Grandma may have given me the keys, but I'll always see that house as hers. So, I moved out of the suburbs and got a place of my own. It's close to work and we're trying to start a family too. I guess in some strange way, I'm continuing my family's legacy of making homes of our own. Though sometimes I worry if I made the right choice. I hate that Grandma lives up in that house alone. Drives me crazy. Oh, these days, I'm teaching at the charter school, preparing the next generation for greatness. It's a nice job. Oh, look at that. Look at that. They. It. I am. A charter school with plenty of resources. The kids are well behaved. Too behaved, honestly. Guess I'm used to classrooms where kids are allowed to be kids. Speaking of kids, I haven't seen that nephew of mine in a long time. Carlos barely comes to visit Grandma. He just likes to get high at home and watch pitbull fights. That new non-profit architecture job has him working day and night. Not that he minds. He's constantly saying what they're doing is big, making housing affordable for tons of people. Wish he'd put that much enthusiasm into this neighborhood, though still, I miss him. And that's it. Finn, guys. We did it. We got through Dot's home.